guys, I'm Anjali Bhimani, the voice of Symmetra from Overwatch, and Rampart from Apex Legends, and Auntie Ruby from Ms. Marvel, and a bunch of other things. And here we are.
Hey fanboys, hey fangirls, Carnell Holley here, and we're in the media room at DreamHack Atlanta, and I am with Miss
Anjali Bhimani.
Because I was gonna say the last name before you said it to see if I could get it. Just looking at it, like
you see, I feel bad now. I should have let you. The
let me
pause. I
suffer
thought you
for a
were
little
serving
bit.
it. No,
Oh.
I thought you were serving it up for some help, so I jumped in. But
No,
if
no,
you
no, I
wanted
did-
the,
I
okay,
did need
okay.
it, I did need it.
Okay,
You-
it's a
you-
tricky
you-
one.
it
It can be a
is.
tricky
You
one.
know-
The
you
H
knew
in my
this.
last name can throw some people off,
Is
but
it?
it's Bhimani.
Oh, so it's silent.
Ish. If you're
Yeah.
Indian, it's
Oh.
Bhimani. But if you're saying it like with the Indian accent, it's Bhimani.
Bihmani.
But it's even like it's not an extra syllable. It's a little tricky. It's kind of an Indian.
Practice makes
But my
perfect.
first name, super easy, Anjali. Super easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls. So you are live action actress, voice actress, also an author.
Yes.
And so which is so funny because I was just like, okay, I'm fun size and so are you. And I was just like, she is fun size, and I was looking at the boots.
The boots, the
Right.
6-inch heels. You guys, I got these 6-inch heels.
Well,
all
we
the
got to
time.
get a picture.
Look
Sure
at
to
those.
see
And
that.
that's like, wow, in the foreground there, they look even bigger. They look bigger than our heads. But yeah, for me, the reason the book is called I Am Fun Size and So Are You is because the way I see it, and this came from a web series that I did called I Am Fun Size and So Are You as well, is that yes, we use the term fun size to talk about small things, like candy bars and short people, but the fact is that we are all built. We're all fun size because we are all built as humans to have these really fun, wonderful lives. The challenge is that life doesn't always serve it up that easy to us. Sometimes we feel scared, sometimes, whether it's from the people around us or with voices in our own head, sometimes we feel nervous, sometimes we feel small or scared, or worst of all, alone. And what I wanted to do with the series and with the book is to let people know you are never alone. You may have a unique journey that you are going on. Your path is definitely unique to you, but there's always someone there. There's always someone there to reach out to, whether for help, for a joke, for a silly dog meme, for someone cheering you on. There's always someone around, and that we would miss you if you were gone, because there's only one version of you. We don't have any other you in the world.
Right.
And so for me, the series began as a love letter to the gaming community, who'd been so supportive and so lovely for me when I first connected with them, and I wanted to give something back. And one of the things that I know that I have that no one else has is my set of experiences and the way I've lived through them, whether gracefully or ungracefully.
Right.
So I wanted to share stories. I don't give advice. I give opinions. Everybody gets to choose their own. Everybody gets to decide what they want. Please choose your own adventure. But what I can share are stories that might be similar to something that someone's going through. So that's what I do in the book, and that's what I do in the series, so that, because no one wants to hear, what you should do, but anyone will listen to a good story.
Right.
And so that's how
Especially
I wanted
from
to.
the heart.
Yeah, especially from the heart. And it's nice to let people know, I know you're going through a hard time. I'm going to share this story and let you know, you see me here, I lived through it. So what you're going through, you can live through that too. And I'm here with you.
True. Oh, and this leads me to your next question. Well, I wouldn't say a next question, but it's a segue to you being. I don't know how many that know that you're very charitable, and so with your charity work, is that in connection to DreamHack?
So I like to work with a lot of different
Okay.
charities, and I'm also putting together some stuff through my own company and hopefully a foundation that's coming along the way. But working with DreamHack very much came out of my desire to work with companies that do good in the world. I was first invited to DreamHack San Diego as a guest, and then when I found out exactly how they operate and how much of what they do is centered around giving back, whether through actual funds to charity, whether giving back through experiences for the gaming community, whether giving back by bringing in other charities and bringing in other organizations that are doing good in the world. Like, that's so clearly the spine of their organization, so clearly what they want to do. And the fact that they're doing it through gaming, which is something that I love and something that I believe is very, very powerful and can be very, very powerful for so many people. Like it's just a perfect marriage. Like I just love what they're doing. So the Dream Big initiative is so. I personally, yeah, they're two different names, DreamHack and Dream Big, but to me they're the exact same thing because they're indelibly connected. Like I can't separate one from the other.
Because I saw it. I'm still fairly new, not just to DreamHack, but also to the gaming community. Because I was just like, I've looking at one game, thinking it's another. I was like, no.
That happens. I'm in the gaming world and I don't know all the games, and I certainly can't play all the games. I'm really bad at most of them.
It's like I'm the character, but I.
Yeah. You play the game. I'll just I'll do the voice.
Levels to this.
I'll do the voice.
But so with this and because I'm trying to think as far as your interaction with the game and not just with the voice acting, but would you consider yourself a hardcore gamer?
Hardcore, no.
Okay.
I'm definitely a gamer, but
Okay.
I think of myself as like a community gamer. Like I said, I'm terrible at first-person shooters. I do a lot of tabletop gaming. That is where my heart space is. A lot of tabletop role-playing games like D&D and other things. But I also grew up playing video games, and so I love them. I love the appeal of them. I love the power of the storytelling that you can do in a game because you give the players agency that they don't have necessarily when they're watching TV or watching a play. They can actually step into the story and be a part of the story and feel the feels, and then take that experience out into the world and have that experience inside them. And that to me is a very, very, very powerful thing. So I don't consider myself a hardcore gamer, but I am absolutely I will preach the gospel of gaming until the cows come home because I think it's a very, very, very beautiful thing.
Either which way? Because with this one, I was just like, as far as your comfort game, what would that be?
My comfort video game?
Yes.
I don't know that I have one right now. I mean, I love Journey.
Okay.
Because it's such an experiential game, and getting to work with Austin Wintory, who did the music for that. Now I just got to work with him on Stray Gods, which is an extraordinary it's a role-playing musical video game. So not only are you role-playing, but you are deciding, your decisions decide what part of the song comes through, who sings what. It's very complex and beautiful. But I love Journey just because it's very experiential and almost like meditative and something special. It's been a long time, but I just have a really soft spot for the original Forgotten Realms games, for the original Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights and all of that, because that's what I grew up playing. So, but that's a great question, my comfort game. I mean, I think I'd probably go back to tabletop a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really not good at, I cannot stress how bad I am at first-person shooters. And those are so many of the games that are out
I mean,
there.
with your voice, but I mean, you're an RPG player?
Yeah.
Mostly? Okay, same here.
Yeah. And I love story. Story is really important.
And I got that from
Yeah.
this is especially when you win the game, usually with RPGs you're saving the world sometimes too.
Yeah, or something tragic happens and it leads to the next game, but at least there's a story, there's something, I don't know, there's a motivation to it that I really, really love. And it's not just about
Emotional
shooting.
attachment to
Yeah,
it.
it's not just about shooting things and then moving on. It's about there's something bigger there.
So what would you say is your nerd origin story?
Oh, I think I
What was
came
your
out of the
gateway?
womb being a nerd. I mean, my whole family, my mom was obsessed with the original Star Trek. My brother gave me my first D&D set when I was 8.
Sweet.
We had Atari and Nintendo, and then we had the Apple II Plus. So my nerd origin story began very, very, very early, and we shared it as a family. And so that, I don't think that ever stopped. Even when I refer to this in my life as the dark days of gaming, when I stopped playing video games, and I stopped playing D&D and all that because I was I need to be more serious. But my love of them still stayed, and my love of nerd culture and comic books and everything, that all still stayed. It wasn't until probably the last decade that I felt free to incorporate it into my life much more seamlessly. And I was very lucky because I was finally given the opportunity to do that with video games and TTRPGs and Ms. Marvel and all that.
It seems because I'm forgetting it was on social media, but it seems like nowadays it's it's much more accepting.
Yes.
You know.
Exactly. It's a little more mainstream.
Right.
That's it. It's a little more mainstream. And there are a lot of things that have contributed to that. I think Critical Role definitely contributed so much to bringing a D&D and role-playing games to the forefront of what people, of streaming content. Stranger Things with people, that story and how they brought D&D into
Right.
it.
I was about to say that.
Now, all of a sudden, there's so many people coming out of the woodworks being like, well, I played D&D when I was a kid, and now I want to again. And so, because I think people feel like it's safer, for lack of a better term, but it was never something that I can't imagine my life without it now. I couldn't, because life is a game, and the only way to lose is to stop playing. So I feel like that's just part of life.
Love it. I know you said that your book was pretty much a love letter to the fans. Like, what do you hold near and dear to your heart that you'd like to say thank you to the fans?
Well, first of all, I tend to not use the word fans because I feel like it separates you and me. We are a community, and I have felt that from the moment I stepped into playing games, being a part of games on either side, and I think the power of that is completely undeniable. What you guys do by putting your love into these games and into the things that you create around them, the fan art, the fan fiction, the cosplay, like the things, it's so extraordinary to me what you do and how you let your creativity shine. So please know that none of this that we are creating exists without you. That even the most successful game requires you to make it what it is. It requires just like a theater requires the audience to buy into what's going on stage. You players are what make these things special, and I'm just so wildly grateful to be able to be a part of the community that you guys have created.
You heard it here.
Hi guys, I'm Anjali Bhimani, and you're watching Carnell Holley Pictures.